Hello students, myself Muthura JNP, working as assistant professor at the Department of Mechanical Engineering at Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering, Mysuru. Now I will explain about the reheating of gas turbine, the theory and the problem. I will explain basic problem. This is the usual gas turbine cycle where you have the gas compressor and then combustion chamber, and then you will have a shaft. The shaft gives the work which is developed in the turbine, and then the same energy it will gives to the compressor like this, and then it will receive the high enthalpy fluid to the turbine, and then it will develop some amount of the work. The exhaust of the fluid from the turbine one, it will be very high, that will be around 500 Kelvin, around 500 Kelvin temperature it will be there. To utilize this energy, we will going to put another one combustion chamber, that is combustion chamber 2. We have the pressure ratio, P maximum and P minimum, this we have explained earlier, and then the turbine compress the fluid from the state 1 to 2 from minimum pressure to the maximum pressure. This is the sketch. You note on the sketch at the end when I am going to tell at that particular point, you note on the sketch. This is the usual Brayton cycle. Usual Brayton cycle is this, and then now that is heat energy supplied is QS1, and then when it is compressed, it is raised to the pressure P3. That rising pressure, it is P3 is equal to P2, same pressure P3 is equal to P2. In the TS diagram you can see two pressure lines will be there. One is max pressure and then minimum pressure, where it is compressed from 1 to 2, maximum pressure where P2 is equal to P3. You observe this concept. Then amount of heat energy supplied here, it is equal to QS1 is equal to Cp into T3 minus T2, and then whatever the fluid which is coming out of the turbine 1, or else I'll call this turbine as the HP turbine. You can call this one as the HP turbine because it will be work with the high pressure, and then the heat energy will be given to the second turbine, that is so called as the low pressure turbine. Now fluid from the first turbine, high pressure turbine, it is giving to the combustion chamber 2, where again it will be reheated. This is what we so called as the reheating of the cycle. Reheating of the cycle, reheat. Okay, reheat. Then the turbine work W, turbine work, it is equal to Cp into T4 minus T3. Cp into T4 minus T3. W turbine work 1. Fluid it is giving to the next turbine T5, it is rising to the T5 temperature, that is from the combustion chamber 2. Therefore the pressure temperature, that is T3 is equal to T5. In the problem also they won't give. You want to remember this one as T3 is equal to T5. How it will be rise? Let me tell you guys. This is the rise. This is the rise. When it is dropped to the intermediate pressure, this will be so called as the intermediate pressure. The temperature will be raised to the same, that is T3 and T5. Amount of heat energy supplied in the second turbine, it is equal to Cp into T4 minus T5. This is the actual gas turbine cycle. Heat energy giving QS1, T4 raised to T4, and then heat energy given in the combustion chamber 2 with the heat energy QS2 raised to the temperature T5. W turbine work, it is compressor work, it is absorbed, work absorbed by the compressor is this one, and then work produced by the turbine 1, it is Cp into T4 minus T3. Already I told you people that you want to assume this one T3 is equal to T5. After doing some amount of the work in the low pressure turbine, this is supposed to be the high pressure turbine, this is supposed to be the low pressure turbine. Therefore it will do some amount of the work. The temperature will be dropped to the T6. Therefore the work done by the second turbine it is equal to Cp into T5 minus T6. Note on this sketch. Stop the video. Note on this sketch. If you not understand, play the video again. Note on the PV diagram after completion animation. P6, P1, P minimum, P maximum it is given. T1, T2 temperature rise. Then it is so called as the compressor work. Heat will be supplied now. When heat is supplied, the temperature will be raised to the T5. Compressor work, heat is supplied, temperature rises to the T3, T4, T5. Turbine work you got, heat supply again in the second turbine. Second heat CC2, work done in the turbine 2. Work done in the turbine 2. This is CC1 and then this is CC2. Now you note down the TS diagram. All TS diagram you note down properly. All the TS diagram, pause the video and note down the TS diagram. Sketch and then TS diagram should be there with you guys. Let us start the problem. So intermediate pressure will come into the picture. Why? Because this is reheating. While reheating, heat energy supplied QS2, it is with the low pressure than the maximum pressure. Then it will be fall in between these pressures. Therefore you can take square root of T minimum and T maximum. You can assume this one 1 atmospheric pressure, and then if it is assumed 9 atmospheric pressure, then 9 into 1 it is equal to 3 bar you want to take. QS1, W turbine 1, QS2, QR, and then W turbine 2, and then T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, and then this is the end of the cycle, reheating cycle theory. Write down the problem. A simple gas turbine plant operating on Brayton cycle has air entering the compressor at 100 kilopascal, 27 degrees Celsius. Pressure ratio is 9 and the maximum cycle temperature is being 727 degree Celsius. What will be the percentage in efficiency and the network output if the expansion in the turbine is divided into two stages? Each pressure ratio is 3. Whatever the temperatures are given, you must convert this thing into the Kelvin. The temperature limits are given like this. T1 27 degrees Celsius, T maximum 727 degrees Celsius. That will be converted into Kelvin. Pressure ratio is given 9. The fluid is expanded between the two turbine with pressure ratio 3. You please observe here, you have the high pressure turbine. This is supposed to be a high pressure turbine. You have the low pressure turbine, high pressure turbine. Fluid coming here with the pressure P3, and then fall to the intermediate pressure Pi. Let me tell, this one is the Pi. And then combustion chamber 2, constant pressure heat addition process. After absorbing the heat energy, same P5, it will come to the low pressure turbine, and then it will drop to the temperature T6, and then it will develop some amount of the work, that is WT2. Therefore intermediate pressure you have to observe here. This is the maximum pressure, this is the minimum pressure. In between what you have, intermediate pressure. You want to write like this. First you write this one, whatever the temperature you have T3, and then whatever you have the T5, and then you have to write like this, T4. You write like this, and then temperature will be dropped to the T6, T5, T6. Therefore this is what we so called as the intermediate pressure. Pi, it is equal to square root of P max into P minimum. See, these are the temperature and pressure will be there with the TS diagram. Again, same TS diagram you have to observe properly for your better understanding. Again and again I am explaining. T5, T6, reheating Brayton cycle. Reheating Brayton cycle, you have to write this TS diagram. Heat will be supplied QS1, heat will be supplied here QS2, heat will be rejected, that is QR. Temperature ratio for the isentropic fall down, that is T3 by T4 is equal to pressure ratio 1 to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. Then the T3, you know, you want to know the value of T4. Suppose if you want the value of T4, you want to do like this: T3 divided by RPI whole to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. It is always 0.285. T5 divided by T4. If you want the value of T5, already you know T5 is equal to T3. Why? Because it is reheated to the same temperature, but it is not shown here. It is reheated to the same temperature, T5. Okay. Isentropic compression 1 process, T2 by T1 is equal to RP whole to the power of gamma minus 1. I am putting the values. I will get the value. T2 is equal to 561.15 Kelvin. The process 3 to 4 is isentropic expansion, where you will going to get the temperature of T4. T4 will be like this. This is the maximum temperature. Next, I will get the temperature T4. This is the temperature T4. Process 5 to 6 is isentropic expansion process. Isentropic expansion process, what will happen? T3 is equal to T5. You know the value of T5. You can get the value of T6. T6 is equal to this one, 731.2 Kelvin. Calculate properly. Compressor work. Let me explain compressor work here. How the compressor work will be there? Compressor work, how it will be there? Let me explain. I am writing the compressor like this. Just observe, don't take. It is absorbing at the temperature T1, leaving to the combustion chamber at temperature to the temperature T2. It is absorbing the work from the shaft. Same, whatever the turbine you are accommodate here, from the same turbine, it is absorbing the work. Compressor work, it is equal to Cp into T2 minus T1. This is the value you will get. After putting all the value, compressor work, you will get this kilojoules per kg, 262.8 kilojoules per kg. Process 2 to 3 is constant pressure heat addition process. In the constant pressure heat addition process, you can see this one sketch. This is 2 coming out with the temperature T3. This is the maximum temperature of your cycle. Maximum temperature. Heat is supplied QS1. Therefore, that QS1 it is equal to Cp into T3 minus T2. These are the values. You will get that QS1 is equal to 438.5 into 10 to the power of 3 kilojoules per kg. While you are doing the problem, in the cycle what are the temperatures are there? That is T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 and T6. These temperature you note down in terms of Kelvin. You already got 300 Kelvin, and then you got this one 561.8, 561.1 Kelvin, and T3 you know that is 1000 Kelvin. T4 you got 731.2 Kelvin. T5 again it is raised to the temperature, same temperature, 1000 Kelvin. Then last but not the least, 731.2 Kelvin. QS1 is equal to 438.5 kilojoules per kg. Process 3 to 4 is constant reheating process. In the constant reheating process, how it will happen? Let me explain. This is the turbine 1, that is high pressure turbine 1. shaft you have the fluid which is come out with the temperature T4. You will raise this one to the maximum temperature only, that is T3 is equal to T5. This will be the T5 temperature, and then after you raise this one, you will W turbine, you will give this one to the turbine 2. It will drop to the temperature T6. Therefore, the constant pressure heat addition process is equal to QS2 is equal to Cp into T5 minus T4. (268.8 kilojoules per kg). Turbine work 1. Turbine work 1, it will be like this. You are getting with the temperature T3 drop to the temperature T4. Therefore, Cp into T3 minus T4, that is turbine work 1. You put all the values, temperatures, you have note down the temperatures, you put the same values here, and then you will get the turbine work 1. Similarly, turbine work 2, T5 minus T6, low pressure turbine. This is high pressure turbine, this is the low pressure turbine. This is for the HP, and then this is for the LP, low pressure turbine. Okay, you know this is working with the low pressure, that is the pressure ratio is here 3. Here maximum pressure is 9. Here pressure is 3 to 1. It is working between 9 to 3. W turbine work it is equal to 270.8 kilojoules per kg. Total heat transfer to the turbine QS1 plus QS2. You have the values, you will get the total QS value is equal to 607.3 kilojoules per kg. W turbine work, W turbine 1 plus W turbine 2, it is equal to this one, and then W turbine it is equal to 541.6 kilojoules per kg. Already you have the compressor work, therefore put for the net turbine work, W net work it is equal to turbine work minus compressor work, W net you got, and then cycle efficiency you will get. That cycle efficiency it is equal to W net 278.8 divided by this is 607.3. Then you will get the value, that is 45.9%. Temperature 1 you put in the TS diagram, temperature 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, compressor work, heat supplied 1, and turbine work, heat supplied 2, turbine work 2, heat rejected. These are the things. Whatever they give in the examination, you can easily solve the problem. That's how you can do this one, that reheating of Brayton cycle. Thank you one and all.